All right. Hi, everybody. It's me and Jake.
What's up?
What's up? It's Jake Jarrell from Third in Hollywood. He is not just that, though. He's also the host of High School Sweethearts with Jake and Moni.
Yep.
Moni is his wife, who he's been dating for 10 years.
We were dating for 9, and then we got married.
You're not allowed
So
to
we,
move.
so we went into the
Yeah.
10th year in marriage. Oh, now I'm super loud.
Yeah, baby.
Nice. Yeah, that's High School Sweethearts podcast on the YouTube, and then Twitter is at High Sweethearts. Instagram is at Jake Monty Jarrell.
See, I'm turning it back down.
All right.
You hear the feedback.
I do hear the feedback.
Okay.
Maybe
so
I don't want an interface. I don't know. I don't fucking know because I don't know how to work any of it. I have no experience. So.
It's just more problems left and right every which way we turn.
Yeah, we missed like 3 weeks because of problems like this. Just I couldn't.
On your podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah. I interrupted you while you were telling the introduction story of you and your dear Moni. I interrupted you.
What was I saying about it? I forget already.
Okay, so you guys met in 9th grade.
Oh yeah, we met in 9th grade. Like school starts in like August. We met in November. We started dating in November, so that's like right at the beginning of freshman year of high school. And then all through high school, all through her college. I'm still in college because I'm a slow piece of shit.
Yeah.
And I don't know, just taking it slow. Bought a house.
Bought a house. Yes. You are the most adult young person that I know.
I mean, I don't get how you guys live in these weird fucking places in the middle of the city. It doesn't make any sense at all.
Right. So right now we're at the Presco Labs building, and Jake comes in. I'm giving him a tour, and he's like, "Why this place should have been demolished 10 years ago?
At least
10
10 years ago would have been still too late.
Almost inappropriate."
Yeah. Ideally, before I was born, this place would be a new building. This place should have probably been put up and taken down a couple times since it's been put up the first time. It doesn't make any sense. The fact that they charge people to even enter this building or live here or be here, it should be free. It doesn't make any sense at all.
Yes, there is not a lot of centralized heat. There's only one space heater in ideally the bedroom. What are these fucking noises, bro? It's because you're here.
Yeah.
All right, I fixed it.
It was an afterthought. It's clearly just plugged into the fucking wall.
The heater? Yeah. And there's only 2 of them.
And this, I don't know what this pipe even does. I'm not sure what this thing is for.
It's where the heat comes from.
The heat comes from that box right there.
Well,
so what the fuck is a pipe for?
Aesthetic?
It's ugly. And if it is carrying any sort of heat whatsoever, it's all lost because it's an aluminum pipe. And it absorbs all the heat and just lets it go.
And so
it doesn't travel through there at all.
No, it probably doesn't. It's probably just there.
It's a piece of shit.
It's a piece of shit. And there's a broken window behind us.
It's broken. It's standing only because they painted over the window frame 47 times, and now the paint is holding the panes of glass together.
The man shitting on my office right now owns a home, and he knows how to fix his own shit.
Yeah.
He's an adult, and he's almost like a throwback to an earlier version of... It's like you're not a millennial. You like millennial things.
I do.
You enjoy your hat. You were wearing like a snapback with pineapples on it.
Right. It was $3.
It was $3. You're wearing
and by the way,
custom
I just want to
hoodie.
let everybody know that my pineapple snapback hat has like the trucker mesh in the back.
It's a trucker hat, yeah.
And it is my hat. I just want that to be very clear. It's my hat.
What do you mean it's yours?
It's mine. I own it.
You don't rent it? You don't bother?
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay,
this
good.
Is my hat.
I'm glad. Yeah, respect, bro. Respect your hat.
Yeah.
And you have like 3 dogs and how many cats?
3 cats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you have a wife.
Yeah, I do.
And a mortgage.
Mm-hmm. Which is probably less than you pay for this fucking dumb shit building.
I don't fucking live here, bro. I just work
out
of it.
Whoever pays for this building is paying way too much. It should be free. And it just
should be government housing.
Like, there's just too many cracks. The doors are falling apart. It doesn't make any sense.
It's aesthetic, bro.
It's not aesthetic.
It's Tony Tipton said it best. Him and his mom went to Fox in the Snow, which is a coffee shop.
Yeah.
Trendy. She's like, I like how it looks like a garage. Which I thought was the best commentary on the design inspiration of 2015 and up.
But here's
let's
the
make
thing
it look
is-
like it's almost unrepairable. Like it's been here for
I
a
grew
while.
up in a house where my dad helped build our house.
Right.
Like they obviously bought the land and like built a house on it, but he told him to stop working on it in like the basement, and so he finished the basement, right?
Okay.
To save like
Money.
like 10 grand or something like that, right?
Yeah.
And he still works as a plumber, and he does gas and some electric and stuff.
Is he
like
a
that.
master
Like,
plumber?
I don't know. He makes a lot of money for looking at broken stuff at OSU, so
Nice.
they don't even ask him to fix it all the time.
They just say,
go,
they assess this
why
issue."
isn't this working? And he goes, well, it's broken. And they go, thanks, man.
Thanks,
and then,
dude.
And they just move on because OSU doesn't fix anything.
Right. They're like, we know it's broken.
Right.
We'll figure it out next semester.
Or they hire somebody and pay them way too much money. That's not my dad to fix it. It doesn't make any sense at all.
Like a consultant.
Like they do contractors.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
But he works for OSU?
Yeah, but he
That's
works
cool.
for them.
Has he always worked for OSU?
No, he did all kinds of different jobs.
Yeah.
Uh,
As that
but my dad's garage.
career field looks like.
My dad's garage.
Yeah.
Is one warmer than this. Can fit 2 cars.
Okay.
And
2-car garage.
looks nicer. Like way nicer. It's
Are you
got a
saying
fresh
that
paint
I should
job.
rent out your dad's garage to do my podcast out of? What
No.
are the floors
What do you mean the floors?
in the garage?
Concrete.
Concrete.
Yeah.
I thought he might have used a
But there's
trendy
like
building material.
a real rug in there. And
Does he park on the rug?
no, he'll move it to park the cars. He brews beer in there. And there's like
He's a man's man, and he's
there's a
raised.
gas fireplace,
Yeah.
a freezer that's been converted to a kegerator.
That's pretty cool.
Uh,
That's pretty
a
fucking cool.
refrigerator, a refrigerator that's been converted to like lager beer
And I bet he made it all himself.
and a stove. There's a stove that's bigger than your fucking stove. It's a
That
real
stove
it's a
is there
stove,
again,
an
I
oven,
guess, kind of for aesthetics.
and it's cleaner. I don't know.
Yeah, this place is not clean right now. They were partying up here last night.
No, I saw that. It was probably a really good time though. I've seen the pictures on the wall and everything like that. I bet it's fun as fuck to party here.
It is fun.
Yeah.
But you also have that nervous feeling that, oh my God, are we going to fall through the fucking floor?
Right.
And
Or
kill
it's like,
everybody down at the bar below?
You know, if the wind blows too hard, is the brick wall gonna peel away? I don't know.
I don't understand. I know we're talking a lot about, we're just shitting on my home base here, but
It's okay.
It's okay. You got to know where you got to know where you're at. And it is fun here. And we do have a good time. And this is the coldest it's been in here that I've experienced.
Yeah.
Well, except for when I turned that thing off. But I don't know why anybody would ever build with plaster. If I hang up anything, it just
dirt fucking
starts
cheap. That's why.
It just starts to come off.
Yeah.
Just the holes will just come. There's holes everywhere.
Well, here's the thing. Back when they made this building in like 1406,
Before women could vote.
right?
Before the Emancipation Proclamation.
It was bad. It was before Christopher Columbus discovered America.
I'd say so.
That's how early it was.
Yeah.
When they were making this building, the people had to come with like buckets and water and mix to make plaster.
Yeah, you just
They
paper
didn't
mache
have
the walls.
a place to like manufacture drywall. That shit didn't exist.
Right, because it was pre-industrial revolution.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's no way to go about it other than plaster.
Or brick.
Or you could leave the exposed brick, which for some reason people hated and then loved and then hated and then loved. I don't.
It's like hardwood floors. Hardwood floors are in, carpet's in, hardwood floors are out, and then everybody's peeling back the carpet, right? And you, there's hardwood floors?
God, there's
why would you
hardwood
ever
floors.
cover up these floors?
Oh
They're
my
so
God.
adorable. And then under
I'll
that
tell you
is
why.
tile.
Because you step on it, it fucking creaks like an asshole. And then my dogs are going to tear that shit up, and I'm going to have to refinish it every 5 years.
What, the floors?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But they look nice.
now we can manufacture laminate.
Do you have laminate in the house?
Yeah, but it was there when we bought it, and it's really bad.
Yeah, laminate's no good.
Real bad. Oh, there's nice stuff now. But the one in my house is like easily 10, 15 years old. And it
I
was
would
installed pretty
say
badly.
that you can hear yourself.
Yeah.
I'd be a little louder.
Okay.
There you go. I know
All
that's, you're right up to it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to put this in my mouth.
Do it. Did you see, have you ever watched Jake Paul anything?
Some vines here and there because they were in compilations of other vines.
Right. He has a podcast now,
Yeah.
because, of course,
Everybody does.
which I would like to talk about. So if you have a podcast because the idea of what? Why do you have a podcast called
Because-
High School Sweethearts with Jake and Moni? Plug. YouTube.
Fucking Twitter is at High Sweethearts.
Instagram is at
Jake Moni Jarrell.
Jake Moni Jarrell.
Fucking email me, dude. highschoolsweetheartspodcast@gmail.com.
His podcast has amazing little skits in it called like the Real Drug Dealers of Columbus, where he explain Real Drug Dealers of Columbus.
I like that plug because we haven't actually done that yet.
Is it not out yet? It's not on episode 7?
No.
Okay.
But that one is like I go through Snapchat and I just try to like basically just find funny shit that people are snapping all over the world. But when I started just doing it in Columbus, and there's a lot of drug dealers that like try to sell their drugs on Snapchat.
Yeah.
They put like I've had to cut some of them out because they just put their phone number right in the middle of the screen. And I don't want to like give out a drug dealer's phone number and they'd be like, "Where'd you get my phone number, dude?" You know, they get in trouble or whatever,
High School Sweethearts, Jake and Moni,
because
bro.
a lot of times it goes from like drugs in their lap to like the Glock in the glove compartment, like,
and then
they
to them
show
in
all that
class.
shit off. And basically I take all the weed footage and the pills and the coke and all that kind of stuff, and we're basically gonna just kind of rate it, see like their marketing skills, who's making the best commercial for their product, who has the best product visually, and
Right.
like if I had to pick a place to buy drugs, because I don't buy drugs,
Right.
but since I have all these commercials in front of me, where would I go to buy them?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You're
Am I gonna
critiquing.
Yeah.
You're doing reviews, comprehensive reviews of said product.
And it's coming from a perspective that's not someone who wants to do drugs.
Right.
So, because obviously,
It's purely
person
objective.
they just want their drugs. If
Right.
you want drugs, you just want drugs. Like,
Yeah.
if it's good, that's a benefit. It's like a plus. But
Sure.
if it's not, then you still get drugs. I don't know.
That's a good way to
So,
look at it.
yeah.
Yeah. Just but you not buying.
No.
So you get to watch this third party omniscient of, oh, I bet this dude's successful. Also, have you thought about maybe tracking up the come up of one of them? Like if you.
Well, yeah, there's a guy in the Hilltop that I frequent pretty often. He's always got some pretty decent stuff.
Visually, at least.
Visually. It's the best color, I think, of.
It looks the prettiest
Yeah.
on Snapchat.
Yeah, he does the best job of making it look good. And I never knew this before, but if you get close enough to weed, you can see like little crystals on there.
Yes, THC crystals.
Yeah, his stuff shines like fucking diamonds. It's ridiculous. So I imagine that's probably what you want.
Right. Are you going to make pseudo names for the people? Because it would be great.
Well, there's so many, and it comes from a lot of them are in cars, so they're never in the same spot.
Right, so it's hard to know.
So it's hard
who's
to
who.
know that I'm getting the thing from the same person. The one guy I do know, because he's always like I know
In
I could
Hilltop.
I could find it right now. I know where he's at. But
What stops? Isn't that crazy? That you
Yeah.
know where a drug dealer is at all times?
yeah,
Because of the internet and his
And if I
actions on the
didn't-
internet?
it would just take me 10 minutes to look through Columbus on Snapchat, and I could find a lot of them.
Right. And what do you, if anybody wanted to search this kind of content on Snapchat, how do you get there?
Oh, you just go to the map. You know where you find your friends on the map?
Yeah.
You like swipe down, and then the map pops up.
Yeah.
There's
you
like
can just
little
click
heat map
hubs.
things.
Yeah.
You just click on like the blue, yellow, red, whatever heat map thing, and then it shows you people's stories. Whatever they post to their story.
As long as they use like a certain tag or something.
No, just whatever they post to their story. Because there's a setting that's like, don't show my shit to the whole world.
I'm on ghost mode. Yeah, you can't see
Yeah.
me. Because my roommate used to use it to track my location.
Right.
And yeah.
So
I
I don't think I have it turned off. So if I ever post anything to Snapchat, it's going to be on that map.
But you don't post on Snapchat.
I don't really
assume.
post on Snapchat,
I
no.
assume not.
I just use it to find shit. And you can record with that stuff on your phone. It's just like I didn't have to do any extra work. It's just a function that's on the iPhone, and I can record random people's stories. It's so much fun.
And then make them into segments.
Yeah, and there's a lot of like editing out people's kids, like
Yeah.
they're snapping their kids. I see a lot of people in hospital beds. Why are you Snapchatting people in hospital beds?
Because I would assume that it's an ultimate grab for attention. Is you get the, oh my God, what happened? Oh my God, are you okay? Oh my
Right,
God.
because I guarantee that your mom, dad, uncle, sister, they're not on Snapchat wondering if grandma's okay. You know what I mean?
No.
They're not like, oh, I better check so-and-so's story to see if grandma's all right.
Wait, are people Snapchatting other people in hospital beds or themselves in hospital beds?
They're family members. They're like, prayers for Nan.
Oh,
Like,
I don't like that. Yeah, no, I don't like that. If I was in a hospital bed, that's fine.
It makes me upset. I'm like, oh man, goddamn. Now I got to worry about this person that's in the hospital. I don't want to know about that shit. I'm just trying to find weed.
Yeah. I'm just trying to find weed for my show.
Or just the phenomenons on Snapchat are like the most satisfying. Like people are like, is this satisfying? And it'll be like people peeling shit off of electronics or like mushing up gooey stuff or like just anything that like looks satisfying. A lot of it gets really creepy really fast. Like one person's story was just like 5 minutes of them like crunching leaves that had frozen like in their hand.
Yeah, that's fucking weird.
I can't imagine they did that for no reason. It probably brings them some sort of pleasure.
I would think that at some point it just becomes like a train wreck. You just can't take your eyes away from it.
Oh, yeah.
Like you can get lost. I get lost on Instagram every morning.
And there's car accidents. There's on one of our episodes, there's a dude who a train was coming. He pulled just past the train tracks, parked his car right there because once the train comes, nobody can go, right?
Yeah.
So he just parked his car there. He got out, and the train came. He waited for it to stop, and he just tagged the train in the fucking intersection.
That's badass. And he did that on
and
Snapchat?
Somebody sitting in line waiting snapped it.
That's intense.
And I found it.
That's badass.
It's like
did you save it?
Yeah, I put it on one of the episodes. It's on there.
Because then you can run back and check it out.
Right. Because that dude is fucking. I know that intersection where that train was too.
Was it on Hudson and?
No, it was over
Weber?
by where I live in like Galloway.
Okay.
Yeah. Like Hilliard.
What is the most lit night to look at Snapchat?
New Year's Eve. That was fucking bananas. New Year's Eve was crazy. I saw.
You're like an old man sitting on your lawn watching the neighborhood go by, but instead of your lawn,
phone.
it's in your it's on your couch and then you're fucking.
Yeah, it's like people watching, but you don't have to go anywhere. It's fantastic.
It sounds really nice.
In Chicago, there was parties, just like.
Do you see people shooting the fireworks at each other on 4th of July?
I didn't do it on 4th of July.
People were having firework wars.
Yeah.
In the middle of Chicago.
Yeah, it's like trailer park shit. That's what you do.
Yeah, but in the urban planning of Chicago, and then it used to just be like a thing in the lower income neighborhoods, like in the hoods.
Yeah.
But
let's light bottle rockets in our house.
Right,
and
but
point them at
little
brother,
and then shoot them across the street or across the windows and shit. But then what happened was it blew up on the internet, like 2 years ago in particular. Like this one went viral. Yeah. So then everybody's like, oh, well, I live in, Lincoln Park. I'm just going to do it here because there's no consequences for them. Why would there be consequences for me? But it turns out there was consequences.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, probably a lot of arrests.
Arrests, because fireworks are illegal in Columbus. And probably Chicago as well.
I'd assume.
Like major cities, fireworks are typically illegal. Like if you buy fireworks here, they tell you have to go to Kentucky or whatever.
To shoot them off, or Pennsylvania.
The closest border to the store that you bought it at.
Right.
Is typically where they tell
But
you
they sell fireworks in Ohio.
Yeah, but they sell them here. But you have to sign a thing going, I won't light them here.
Right. No, and then you
I'm
do.
I'm going to.
Yeah, 100%.
That's why I drove from Ohio to Ohio to buy fireworks to light off in Ohio. I'm not
going to Youngstown and then Pennsylvania. Miss me with that.
Nope.
What night? You said New Year's was crazy.
New Year's was crazy. There were people, these women that had the parties where they get the male dancers and stuff who are just in their underwear and they put ones in their pockets, only at their house and not at a strip club.
Yeah, private dancers.
So like at the end of the night, it eventually turned into people getting like dry humped over the island in the kitchen, and like the dudes were like picking the women up and setting their thighs on his shoulders. Right.
Wow, that's intense.
Right, and I guess like motorboating their vaginas. I don't know what his goal here was, but they were fully clothed. And then I saw.
That's a first. That's the first time motorboats.
I saw an intervention.
Podcast. Oh my god!
In my neighborhood, yeah, it was like I feel
on
like,
New Year's.
Yeah, because they're like in the last 24 hours, so it was like the day. I guess probably the day before New Year's Eve, and there was an intervention, and there was like a circle of people, and someone was in the middle, just like shaking their head, like, I'm living this lifestyle, and like, thank you guys for being here for me. And everyone was like, we just want to help, and
Right.
you got to get better. And I thought that was insane, and I thought that it was a little bit
insane
too
to Snapchat it.
right.
So impersonal.
I thought it was weird. This is where it kind of, for one of the things that freaked me out. So I didn't save that one.
Yeah.
But I really should have, because the next day I went back there to see how they were doing, and it was the same group of people.
Yeah.
And the same person that got intervened on. And they were like passing around crack pipes, and there was like Coke on the table, and someone was like showing off like several $100 bills, like, hey, look at,
Yeah, we're balling out.
sold a bunch of drugs today. And then they were talking about how like other people were like, man, I got to sell me some drugs like that. I get some money from me like that. Like, dude, we were intervening yesterday. Yesterday.
Did
and
you
you
see
guys are back at it. That's fucking crazy.
Who was the intervention for if you're all doing crack?
Right.
Who is the worst?
It's a bunch
crackhead?
of crackheads intervening on a crackhead. They're like, you did too much crack.
And Instagram.
We're not
Snapchat
crackheads like that.
Thing. No, yeah.
No.
I only do crack on the weekends.
Right. They're like, hey, we do crack 5 days a week. You haven't stopped for 2 weeks.
Right.
Well, what do you do?
Twice a day, bro.
Are you kidding me? Like, no, they're all crackheads. Every single one of them. It's a trap house is what it is. I don't think any of them live there. I don't know how that house. Maybe the person snapping this is like, I don't know what my house turned into. Like,
I don't think they ever live there. I think it becomes like this den.
yeah, of like transient crackheads.
Yeah.
And I watched on Snapchat. It's super fun. You should probably do it.
No.
No?
That's the underbelly of society that I want you to tell me about. I don't want to witness. If
Ah,
I
you
saw
gotta-
somebody do an intervention and then the next day I came to check in on how everybody was doing via the internet and they were all smoking crack, I'd be sad.
Ah. I mean, why be sad? They were crackheads before they're crackheads now. Nothing changed.
And they're still probably doing okay.
It's just that now I know that dens of crackheads sometimes intervene on each other.
Where was it? Because you can find its location
Yeah, it was like...
up into like a mile radius.
Where was it?
Galloway.
No, it was like southeast Columbus.
Yeah.
So it was inside the loop, but like not in the center.
Like the Whitehall area?
I think so.
Probably.
Somewhere around there.
That's where
It was a fairly decent sized house.
Yeah, there's a lot of old.
It wasn't like a trailer or nothing.
Right. Old Town East,
Yeah.
the houses are huge. You ever been to Ray's house?
No.
It's like a fucking
Well,
palace.
doesn't like 4 or 5 people live there or something?
Yeah, but like 4 or 5 people live there comfortably with like space.
Yeah.
You know, nobody's sharing rooms. That's wild, bro. So I don't remember exactly if we answered the question. Why did you want to start your podcast?
Just because like I started listening to them and I thought it was awesome, and I think of myself as like I want to be like a family dude. I got married about the house.
Right.
I want to be a family man. So like we live in a world where you can just do a podcast and it's not that big a deal. It's not.
It's
hard.
really not. No.
No. So instead of imagine like if you're flipping through photo albums, like you do with your grandparents, and it's like, they try to tell you what happened on that day. Well, now like I can record what happened on that day.
Or like a week up to it,
Yeah,
or
or like-
anything big that happened.
Like us telling stories about what we want to tell stories about. And
Right.
sure, we do funny, dumb shit, like look at the drug dealers in Columbus, and that's great. But also sometimes we're like, hey, remember what happened? Or we tell stories about high school or fucking whatever. So it's like just a recording of what I was doing. when
Like
I
a
was
photo,
doing it.
like a journal.
And it's always going to be there.
Right. And then when your
So-
grandkids do get to hear Grandpa do the segment on the real drug dealers of Columbus,
They're like, God damn it, Grandpa.
that's a fucking hoot.
Right.
Right. What's
Yeah.
Snapchat? Because it'll be different then.
Maybe.
Who knows?
I don't know. Facebook has been around for a while. It's lived longer than I thought it would.
Did you? Because you thought it was going to go out the way of MySpace or something?
Yeah, it's just like all the other ones do.
Yeah.
But now it's like
Integrated into society.
into like everything.
Yeah. Log
like-
in with Facebook.
And there's these things now that are like oddly permanent. I think like I just bought a TV. That's how you buy a house, is you don't have a fucking TV for a long time. You don't buy shit that normal people buy when they
Right.
live in apartments. You just wait.
Yeah.
So we just bought a TV, and the remote had like buttons on it for Netflix and like
Hulu,
and stuff like
Amazon,
that.
whatever.
The remote had buttons with pictures of logos for other companies on it.
Yeah.
Right?
That's integration.
That's like weirdly permanent, I
Yeah.
think. Because back then it would just be like you have this like universal remote, and then you just plug through whatever software or whatever. But like now they're starting to make hardware with like,
the smart TV has become, oh, you just press a button and you're on Netflix.
Yeah.
And I
it's
don't know if
pretty
that
cool.
makes it is weirdly permanent.
Yeah.
But like also though, like how many times you bought your first TV? That's your first TV you ever bought?
That I ever bought. I've been handed down a few, but
I've been handed down a few too, but like you don't keep a TV very long anymore. TVs last for like 3-4 years. I mean, they could last much longer.
I mean, yeah.
But people
I
just
would-
have
I
a
would say
tendency to buy a TV every 3 years.
somewhere
now.
between 5 to 10, I think, is where my class of people buy TVs.
My class of people.
You need a little bit more income to buy a TV every 3 years.
I'd agree.
Yeah.
But I'd agree. I guess if you get a hand-me-down TV, I'm trying to think of like I've bought one TV
Mm-hmm.
with my roommate, my first roommate, and then after that, it's just been hand-me-downs. But my other roommates, I guess, are the hand-me-downs. Like I don't have a TV,
Right.
so I guess yeah.
It's really satisfying to buy your own. I highly recommend it.
Yeah,
Just fucking
but I don't need a fucking TV.
big as you can afford to. Just go
so
for
big.
it, dude.
Why not?
Because
$700 television.
it'll work for 10 years.
Right, and then it's
essentially.
mine. And then if I
Unless
move out, I don't have
fucking
another TV.
Netflix and Hulu and Sling and all that Roku bullshit go away, and then that remote doesn't fucking do anything anymore.
Which is interesting.
That's
so it's
weird
gotta
to
be.
me.
It does. Yeah, it's not. It's
Those aren't permanent fixtures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 0 are permanent fixtures. You know what I mean? That shit's not on my remote.
you don't have.
There's no numbers.
Did you get a Samsung TV?
No,
Who makes
I forget which.
My ex-girlfriend, she had the coolest TV I've seen with the slickest remote,
Yeah.
and it had no fucking numbers.
No numbers.
It just had two really nice little like flicks,
Yeah.
and then a home button
Right.
that you could navigate with. And I was just like, damn, this is a cool TV. And then her other one, you like waved at like a Wii.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, she bought shit.
I
Like
remember
nobody's
this
business.
remote we used to have that worked for the television and the stereo system. That
like a master, like
yeah.
a universal remote.
And it was
Turn
big.
out the
It was
lights and
bigger
shit.
than my iPhone.
Right.
It was
Like a fucking
like a
Game
long
Boy.
flat thing with
Yeah.
like these really tiny skinny buttons because there was 90 buttons
Right.
on it. And I never knew what all of them did.
No, because you have to program each one.
Right, I used
like
the
some
numbers,
ancient technology.
The up and down channel, the up and down volume, and that's all I knew how to do. Beyond that, I had to hand it to mom and dad. Like, hey, will you fix the fucking system, please?
Yeah, right. Did
Yeah.
you ever? Have you made your phone a remote yet?
No, because I haven't lost one or had it chewed up by the dogs yet.
Yes, you don't need to.
So
Yeah.
when that day comes,
My roommate can just change the TV.
Yeah.
I'm like, I have the remote, and she'll change the channel. I'm like, what the fuck?
We bought like a Fire Stick, and you can get the app. And
All right, that's
it'll
what she
do
has.
that.
Yeah. And then you jailbreak it. Do you jailbreak it? Or you don't, because you don't break the law.
No, I do break the law. I just don't do drugs.
Family man.
Yeah.
Jailbreak it. It's sick.
I don't know. I just haven't taken the time to do it because whatever she pays for Sling.
Yeah. So you get
or whatever.
everything.
Yeah, so she has all the things that she wants. So she just uses the Fire Stick to use Sling.
So you started podcasting because we just get off on these technology.
I just wanted to record shit. I just wanted to have like a memory, like a memory of
A photo book.
like stories and fun stuff to do.
And what better than your life partner?
Yeah, I wasn't gonna do it without her.
You weren't going to do it without her?
No.
Absolutely not.
Uh-uh.
See, I love that.
Because it started with like we talk about a lot of stuff, and I wish that we could record the stuff that we talk about.
Right.
So why would I talk about anything without her there?
Yeah.
A lot of it comes from what she brings up to talk about anyway. So
And also, your goal and my goal are different. Your goal is to just share and have fun. My goal is to interview people and talk to people.
right,
You're not really looking to interview people. So if it was just a solo show, you're funny, but you're not that funny.
right. She's fucking funny too. So like,
Right.
And because we're so like linked together, I think that if I'm gonna be funny, it's gonna be bouncing it off of her.
To stir
Because-
that fire and
yeah.
to make those inside jokes and to make
Right.
it's almost like you guys because you are characters, like because you're so sewn together and live in your own little world, sharing it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you get a little. It could have a cult following very quickly, I think.
It does. My dad. It's just my dad now. I
Yeah.
think.
Just the only
Yeah.
listener still.
It's there's a couple people in our family that like they keep up on it and they like talk to us about, oh, I heard on your podcast or whatever. Like,
Right.
and that's really nice. It's like that's awesome because
It makes you feel so
yeah.
good. Yeah.
like it's nice that the people that I care about are listening because like I said, I just want to record like our lives, and I don't really need everyone to listen. Although it'd be cool because fucking who doesn't want to quit your job
Right.
to
Be a
talk on
podcaster.
a microphone
Twice
right?
a week.
That'd be great, but that's not the goal. It's just like
The goal is to have fun.
yeah,
Which
just
is
to do
great.
it. It's like a hobby.
Yeah, it's my hobby too.
Yeah, and it's so easy to do now.
Yeah, the barrier to entry is no problem.
No.
The first time I did it for $120.
Yeah.
With a little.
It's about what we spent to start up.
Right, and I had one little conference mic, and that was it.
Yep.
And then now I have like spent like $210, and I have 2 microphones and a little shitty interface.
Right.
That doesn't.
I didn't spring for the interface, but
You did USB.
I did the USB ones. I tried to work it all out of my computer, and it ended up being okay. But
Yeah, and you do a lot of post work too. Your podcast comes through sounding a lot better than mine. Like this little feedback shit that I'm just trying to like talk through does not exist on yours.
Right. I think that has to do a lot with the software I use. Has just stuff built in for it because it comes from like a really like popular software company. They just released a free version of their product that they've been selling for like 20 years.
Plug it.
Cakewalk by BandLab.
Cakewalk by BandLab.
It's free. It's essentially Sonar, but Sonar was the one that they modified into Cakewalk.
Right, for the free version.
Yeah, and
would you buy the full one? If you
it doesn't. I don't think it exists anymore.
Oh, really?
I think they really just made it free. They just
Wanted
like somebody
free
bought
software.
them and then released that shit for free under a new name.
I love that.
So it's no credit to me.
Right.
For how good it sounds. It's just I happened upon a program that works.
And it's free.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are going to start podcasts very soon.
Oh, they do already. There's a lot of fucking garbage ones out there like mine and
Mine.
just like I was going to say earlier, it's like the cool thing about doing the podcast doesn't have to be about anything specific.
No. Everybody goes up to
you want to do interviews. That's great.
That's it.
That's not even like a weird way to go about a podcast.
No.
That's super normal. Or I just want to play funny shit and tell stories with my wife. That shit happens too.
Yeah.
And then there's like mystery novels and fucking magic podcasts, and people do them about sports and
Dude, and there's ones where a guy I used to work with, he would listen to one where it was 5 people in a room together reading scripts of a mystical world that they created.
yeah.
And it was basically Rick and Morty via podcast.
Okay.
With like a magical flower and different characters and new characters get
Yeah.
introduced, and all these people are just doing all these voices, and it's like old timey radio shows,
Hell yeah.
which is amazing. There's so many lanes.
I liked Howard Stern when I was a kid. My dad used to listen to it.
See, I never listened to a lot of Stern. I
No?
wish I had. I listened to a lot of.
Stern was on local radio here. Like, they played it on a local radio station
Back in the day.
And
Now he's on XM or
whenever
whatever.
I was in the car with my dad, we would listen to Howard Stern.
Yeah.
And whenever I was in the car with anybody else growing up, I was like, why can't we just listen to Howard Stern? I don't
wanna listen to
bullshit
music.
country
Yeah.
I want to listen to Howard Stern.
My dad would always play. We used to play a lot of like Rush Limbaugh.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't do that anymore. Thank the fucking Lord. Because AM radio sounds fucking terrible.
Oh, it's the worst.
I'm like, why? You're like a fucking millionaire, dude. Why are you on AM? Go on FM.
Right. So everyone will hear you.
And it sounds clear. And then we'd listen to NPR sometimes. So we got both,
Yeah.
And I wasn't really listening for.
Like content?
Well, yeah, because I'm a fucking baby. Like, I'm a kid sitting in the backseat. But then the moment like where it changed is my dad used to be the manager at the comedy club here in Columbus, the Funny Bone.
Yeah.
Back when he was like our age and shit. And he never really talked about comedy. And then all of a sudden, Jeff Foxworthy.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
And
I remember this.
The whole
Blue collar
comedy tour, where it was like Jeff Foxworthy and Larry the Cable Guy and Ron White.
Yep.
Who is still fucking hilarious. And I think there might have been a 4th guy, but I don't remember.
Bill Engvall.
Bill Engvall.
Here's your sign guy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Killer.
Yeah. We have both those DVDs.
They're hilarious.
Yeah.
And he'd play him in the car.
Yep.
And then when he's playing him in the car and like you're hearing these skits and I'm laughing and you're like, I was discovering stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
But I was discovering it in a car.
That's crazy because Larry the Cable Guy was the way I discovered it too.
Really?
And it was in the car with my dad. He had a buddy of his gave him a Larry the Cable Guy CD, and apparently like he had heard it on a radio show, and then his buddy had the CD, so he took it. He played it for himself, and he thought it was so fucking funny.
Yeah.
That he was gonna show his fucking 8-year-old son.
That's
right?
exactly what my dad thought too. That's
So
fucked up.
he was taking me out to eat. I remember he was taking me out to eat, and he played it. And the place we went was 10 minutes away from the house to eat.
Yeah.
And it was like a 40-minute CD. And we just sat in the parking lot and listened to the rest of it because I thought it was so fucking funny. And then he was like in my head, I was like, people just do this? You just say funny shit in a row? I had no idea, right? And
it's so funny.
And then he told me that there's more. And I just couldn't handle it, you know? And so after that, it was just always like, let's find the funniest people.
More stand-up.
Yeah, just stand up. Stay up way too late when you're a kid and just watch like the Comedy Central after dark and shit like that, where they do the specials and all that. And
you see like a roast. I remember the first time I saw a roast.
Roasts were good, yeah.
Roasts were good. I did the same thing. We would go to Applebee's on like Thursdays because Applebee's or Tasty's Pizza, because my mom worked late, and we would sit in the car and listen.
Yeah.
And then you go back and you tell the jokes to your friends at school.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And you
they're
act
like, where did you hear this?
Right. Or I was a fucking scumbag. And you remember David Spade had a show on Comedy Central for like 10 episodes where he did like a talk show?
I don't remember that one.
It was very small.
Yeah.
But he was very good. Yeah. I remember it being really funny. And after it would like be on Wednesdays, I'd come into science class and sit next to Matt Markley on Thursdays when we were in 4th grade and say all the jokes back. Like word for word.
Oh yeah.
Just the whole show.
Yeah,
but I would not give him credit.
The messenger.
Yes.
You're fucking Hermes, and you have to run and tell everybody
exactly
what they said.
That an iPod sock was the joke I remember specifically, and I thought it was the funniest fucking thing.
An iPod sock?
Yeah, because they had made an iPod sock for iPods.
Oh, to put your iPod in your sock?
No, to put the iPod in a sock, to just have it in a sock to try to be cute.
Oh.
Yeah, one of Apple's more failed ideas. But David Spade went off on it for like 15 minutes, and I was like, this is the best thing ever. You can just talk. Yeah, same thing. And I think that's the inspiration for me to kind of somewhat do this.
I was always fascinated with like the really like the shock value stuff.
Yeah,
with like
Tommy Segura.
Yeah, and like Howard Stern did, where it would be a radio show, but he would bring in like ladies and have them take their clothes off on the radio.
Right.
You couldn't see it, but you know that whatever was going on in that room was ridiculous. And then when you get older, you find the clips, the like shitty, grainy clips of what happened
the room.
Yeah, on that skit that you heard in the car when you were a kid. And I was like, oh my God, it was real. Like all that shit was really happening. And then I realized that these people like wake up every day and they go to the place and then they just do the like ridiculous stuff. And I just thought that was fucking fascinating. And then I realized all of them were on drugs. And I was like, that's crazy.
They're not all on drugs. Stern's not a drug doer, is he?
No, but everyone that he in his little fucking thing is.
Yeah. Which is interesting too, because it's like Seinfeld, Stern, all like the Titans. Mm-hmm. They never do shit. But it's like all the kids trying to do their shit.
They're like Charlie Manson. He didn't kill anybody.
Right, exactly. But he told everybody to kill people.
But he's fucking crazy.
I don't know what that is about show business, that like people who are in show business, a lot of sober. There's like, of course, there's drugs and alcohol and all of it. But like, just because you're famous does not mean you do cocaine every night, every day. You know what I mean?
No, it definitely raises the chances though.
I guess it does.
It's definitely.
I just don't know why fame and the thing is a parallel. You know what I mean? Like because Tommy Buns.
Like disposable income.
I guess so. And you're bored.
Yeah. Like, have you ever done like famous people shit?
I don't really know.
Probably not.
I think so.
But if you ever done famous people shit, you might go, maybe if I was on coke and I did famous people shit, it would be like an extra level of crazy.
Right. Like having chicks in your studio. Right. Just, riding fucking. They used to ride like sex toys.
Oh yeah, or they would just like throw slices of bologna at them, and hopefully they stick to their giant fake titties. Like that was like. I was like sitting next to my
giant
dad.
fake titties and
listening to
motorboat.
this, and he was cracking up about it.
Right. Which I think we have to pay credit to both of our dads for not giving a shit that we were 8.
Right.
And just being willing to play.
Because that's good fucking radio.
It's fantastic. And if it's funny as fuck, and you're laughing, you're 8 years old, you don't know why you're laughing, but you're laughing, which is like amazing.
You can just feel the energy that was in the room coming out of the radio, and it's like, oh, it's time to laugh now.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. It just makes sense.
And we both want to try. You want to try stand up a little bit more than I. Did you bring your jokes?
I mean, they're not fully written out jokes, but like,
tell a joke. It's the worst way to promote it.
It is. It really is. It's annoying. And every comedian ever goes like, oh, you meet someone, you're like, oh, I'm a comedian. They're like, oh, tell me a joke. And they're like, fuck you. No,
it's not how fucking jokes work anymore, bro. It's not a knock joke.
Right.
You want a knock joke, get the fuck out.
So I guess I'll start like this. Like, are you in a relationship?
No, I'm not.
Okay, I know that you were like serial dating for a little while. I didn't know.
Yeah.
But so how long do you think it would take you to like fart in front of your lady?
A
lady.
Like a month.
Like a month?
Yeah.
Okay. There are people out there, never fucking happens.
Right.
But like in my marriage, we fart in front of each other.
Yeah, 10 years.
But I think that there's a spot where you have to draw the line.
My mom claims that my dad has never farted in front of her.
Really?
That's on mine. Get the fuck out of here.
That's fucking bananas.
Yeah, I should turn my Wi-Fi off. Sorry.
So there's like a line you had to draw though, where you can't fart during sex. You can't do it. It's not like
absolutely not.
You can't move on after that happens. You know what I mean?
The night is over.
Right. So after like having sex with somebody on a regular basis for years and years and years, you start to realize that like it's just like your dad's never farted, right? It's like, oh, she's never farted during sex. I've never farted during sex, because we both make an effort to not do that, right?
Yeah.
And there are some times where it's just going to happen. You have to fart. So what you do is you make an excuse to leave the room for a second, right?
While you're doing it?
Yeah. Or like in between switching positions or whatever, like
I'm going to catch a Gatorade or something?
Yeah, I need a drink, or I got to piss or whatever, right?
Okay.
That happens when you drunk fuck a lot, just so you know. Sometimes you have to piss, okay?
Okay.
So you leave the room, and really what it is it's to fart. That's what that's for.
Yes.
Right. One time, we both had the same thought at the same time.
Oh, I have to leave the room to fart?
I need to leave the room, right? So we have 2 bathrooms. So I leave to go, and being the gentleman as I go to the downstairs bathroom. Well, I don't really go to the downstairs bathroom. I just kind of leave.
You go into the hallway.
Right. Around the corner, right, to do it. But I didn't know that she was doing the same thing. So I made the gentlemanly move to go downstairs.
Yeah.
So that I had to walk through hers, and she didn't have to walk through mine.
The fart.
Yeah. So that the bedroom stays clean.
Yeah, the bedroom stays sacred.
But I took...
Then the hallway can get gassed out.
On the side of her closest to the street, so that when people throw shit out of their window, it lands on me and not her. That's the idea. That I was being a gentleman.
Did you guys get into the room and say did we just both go out in the hallway and fart?
Yeah. No, there was definitely a laugh there.
That's good. That's probably the moment. That's probably those moments where you're like, all right, we're not getting divorced.
Right.
We're gonna stay together for a little bit longer.
Yeah.
I love that.
And it's like it strengthens your bond for sure.
You haven't been dating for 10 years. The thing that you probably, I don't know if you had to deal with this when you and Moni first started going out, if you even remember, is you're hanging out with a girl maybe all day, maybe whatever. As soon as she leaves your car,
it's out.
It is out, and it is like abnormally. Am I saying it right?
You didn't once.
Abnormal.
You started out good, changed it, and then you went back to good.
It's so fucking loud.
Yeah.
And it's because it's nerves, and it's whatever food you ate.
I think about it like Thanksgiving. Like my family is pretty.
You think about farting?
Quiet.
Yeah. Okay.
Like there's like chit chat and banter and stuff around Thanksgiving, but essentially it's it's not a formal thing, but it's not a relaxed thing either. Like you do put on a nice shirt and pants and stuff to go to Thanksgiving, right? And you don't just sit on the couch and like let them go. I mean, you just had Thanksgiving dinner, so you're gonna have to let them go, but you can't do it because you're sitting in a room full of people.
Grandma,
these churchgoers,
auntie,
you know
uncle,
what I'm saying?
right?
So once you have Thanksgiving, I'll see you Christmas or whatever, you walk out and it's like all the way to the car. It's just like letting them go.
Yeah, all the way down. Yeah.
And like the rest
it's almost
of the
like
car
each
ride.
time you take a step, it like loosens one out. And
Right.
It's really funny, yeah.
And if you go to multiple Thanksgivings a day on Thanksgiving, like, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like you live for that transition so that you can let them out and then
relax.
reset
Right.
for the next 3 hours that you have to not let them go in front of people.
I am I'm single.
Yeah,
And
you're dating.
I'm dating.
Doing the thing.
Doing my thing. And I always say that the things you say about relationships are very good, and I think that's why you've been able to stay in one for 10 years. And I'm thinking of one now. I think that the farting has to be tit for tat, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because my ex, sorry to the 10 people listening to this that know her, she farted more than I did.
It happens, yeah.
So it becomes I resent you because you're gassing out the car or the bedroom or whatever.
See, this I think is on you.
Is it though? Because I wasn't willing to fart enough, but you got to keep it.
It's not that you weren't willing to fart enough. I think it's you had a negative reaction to her farts.
Because I think to some point, one a week. I'm not saying she was flatulent, but like hold it in. Sometimes I would hold it in because I was trying to keep it sexy. You gotta keep it sexy sometimes.
But that's the thing is your brain is going, I gotta keep it sexy because in the next 30 seconds she could be sucking my dick. That's your idea.
Easy, sir.
All day, right?
Maybe.
But that's not just your idea. That's all of our idea.
Right.
Right? If that's why we hold in farts at all.
Is to try to get laid.
To try to get laid
Is
or
to
not
hope
piss
that
off grandma. Like there's two reasons to hold in a fart.
Or to piss off grandma. Or still that one rip.
Yeah, you could do that. But like, so you're trying to keep it sexy. Her mind's right now, she knows it's not happening. There's nothing happening in the next couple hours that we need to keep it sexy for. She knows that because it's her fucking choice.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, she's in control of that whole world.
Because your mind is, if you're like us, your mind is, I'm okay with it happening whenever it needs to happen. Right?
Yes, if it's going to be happening
I'm always keeping it sexy so that we can be sexy at a moment's notice.
Right.
Her mind is, I don't feel like doing it today. So she's got a whole day of just fucking letting them go because
she's not going to do it.
Yeah.
But I guess that's fair, but
another thing is when she lets them go, first of all, you know she's not keeping it sexy, so let your guard down. You let them go too, all right? And you can't have like a negative reaction to the farts.
No, you can't, and that's where I fucked up.
Yeah.
See, that's
you gotta be like, Jesus Christ.
You gotta laugh almost.
Yeah, you gotta be like, you're making me feel bad. You're making me feel like less of a man with this. You know what I mean?
You're emasculating me during your farting. But I was resentful.
Like, take
I was
credit
pissed.
for her farts. Like, you know what I mean?
Proud.
Yeah.
I'm proud my
like,
girl.
Man, I don't know what I ate. You know what I mean?
That's my... what was I eating that you weren't eating? We just had a meal together.
Right.
My cousin and his wife are like that. They're teammates. They encourage the fun. Yeah. And I think that's what you need in like a relationship is like you rip one, high five. Oh, we both woke up night eating again, high five.
Yeah.
Oh, the kid shit. Like, you know what I mean? Teamwork. Let's
fucking
change the diaper fucking
kid.
Together.
Right.
Which I don't know if they do. That'd be fucking a waste of time.
It's a one-person job. Let's be real.
It's a one-person job. But I think having that teammate mentality is maybe something that'd be good in relationships. Yeah. What is some other Jake Jarrell love doctor advice? Because if I had you on as a frequent guest, it'd be as the love doctor. To maybe be self-therapeutic for me, but also for the listeners.
I mean...
I'll give you more examples, I guess. In the dating
where do I
world...
start?
That's a good point. What do you think about, like, not necessarily keeping it sexy, but, like, you said earlier, boys, we're ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, anytime. Oh,
Like
before
typically,
work, middle work.
if you're in
Yeah.
the traditional
Male
relationship
mindset.
like I am, I'm in. I want to get married, buy a house, have a kid. It's a 50s mindset, but that's how I grew up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now there can be all this other weird shit that goes on with you and who you are and how you want to have your relationship. That's fine. But if you're like me, you're that
Traditional
the
person.
husband, the wife, the
You want to
home
finish the book.
lifestyle.
Yeah.
Right.
You want to
Yeah.
have
The
a
classic
grandkid.
story.
Yeah.
Right. I'm ready to fucking go.
Yeah, which is amazing. And it gives you an interesting perspective where the rest of us are pussyfooting around. Ooh, is there something better out there? Ooh, should I have an open relationship? Ooh, should I have a polyamorous relationship? Ooh, like, I'm texting like 3 different people. I'm not doing text backs. All this bullshit, right?
Yeah. Super complicated stuff.
It is just, I think it's like a self-importance complicated, though. Like, the only reason it's complicated is because we making it fucking complicated.
I agree.
So my question becomes, like, if you are in a long-term relationship, how do you, like, mitigate the 10 years is a long time. It's scary to some people. Scary to any kid our age.
Yeah.
What do you do to make sure you're keeping it sexy? How do you maintain a sexual relationship in your marriage?
Oh, shit. This is a good one.
Because it becomes like, after a year, you're like,
I think a lot of it has to do with respect.
yeah.
And not so much visual. Like, when you're dating, there is a lot of you have to look your best to get the eyes to start the conversation.
Yeah, the lust.
Yeah. There's got to be the lust there.
There's the lingerie. There's the makeup still on. There's the.
But even just like
going
out
to
and
the
about, you
gym.
buy a nice shirt, you go to the gym.
Right.
The buy a nice shirt is like more of like a in your face kind of thing than going to the gym is like a long term background.
Right.
Like,
but then
this shirt fits because I go to the gym.
Right.
You know
And
what
then
I mean?
you're 6 or 7 months in and you've stopped going to the gym.
Right.
Because you've gotten what you needed.
Yeah.
The girl.
Right, you got the girl, and if you even get a hint that she's like, where'd that body go? You know what I mean?
You got to get back in the
You
gym.
should go to the fucking gym,
Right.
honestly, really, because she signed up for that, and
You've sold her that bill good. You
Right.
better deliver on that
Right.
bill.
up to a point. I think 6 or 7 months is a bit early to
Give up.
give up the body. I mean, because you're at 6 or 7 months, you're not resigned to that person forever. And resign is a negative word, but honestly, what it is resigning really just means like stopping the thought of other bodies. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The conversations that I've had lately, like out there in the dating field, is because I've dated a girl for like 4 years, and then my other 2 relationships lasted about a year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Loosely on the second one, but the third one was solid. We like moved in together, as I've shared. But I've heard people say that they dated for 6 months, and then that was too long. You know what I mean? So I think in the perspective of your decade, 7 months ain't it's a drop in the well. But
Right.
like,
I could be mad at her for 7 months and still be like, "This is my wife. Fuck you." Like, I'll defend her to my dying day. But for 7 months, I could be pissed off at her, and that'd be fine with me.
it happens with my parents all the time. They've been together for like 34 years. They're
Yeah,
like,
yeah. 7 months is like a weekend to
yeah,
them.
98. Nah, fuck 98. We hated each other.
You were an asshole in 98. No. Don't bring that shit back up. Like, that's,
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's Clinton's fault.
fine.
They were arguing about Clinton like every week, every night. I remember my parents arguing about the government, and I'm like,
Yeah.
what the fuck is happening downstairs?
Right.
What's up, Travis? What's up, bro? What do
You
you
have a visitor.
Your phone?
What?
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's on. You're good. Do you need the charger?
Yeah. Sorry about that.
You're good, bro. Yeah, so you live in that. What I'm saying is, you live in a world that's like crazy big. Like, it's 7 months is no shit to you guys.
Right.
So, I guess it's unfortunate, but like, we are all living in a world where like 3 months later, we might not be talking to that person anymore.
Yeah.
But that's testing. I guess it's good because you're like testing the waters. You're seeing
That's
what's out
scary
there.
to me. That thought of in 3 months I could be starting over
Yeah.
because I'm 10 years in, so that's not an option,
Right.
right? Only because I have 10 years of respect for her and like admiration for her, like fierce, undying loyalty. You know what I mean? It's
Do you think she's the same way? She
oh
must
no,
be.
she is, because it rubs off on you, and it's like she matured faster than I did, and so her making this decision in her head that she was going to be with me forever happened before I made that decision.
Right.
It was more of a realization for me than a decision. She was like, nope, I'm stopping here. And I was later on, I was like, oh yeah, I guess I'm stopping here, you know?
Yeah.
And it was because her attitude and her behavior towards our relationship.
And is that what you built the respect on?
Yeah, it was just so consistent that it kind of rubbed off on me, made me want to be like that, because I knew what it was like to receive that kind of treatment,
and you wanted to give back.
I want her to feel that way too.
Aw.
So you
See, that kind of shit that you
cliche
say.
shit that's like, it's give and take. You can say it's give and take all day. What does that mean? It means that when she will go to work, get up early to go to work every day, so that she gets off on Friday early because I go into work early on Friday. So she has 10 minutes to see me before I go to work. She'll work all week for that 10 minutes. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that kind of stuff. I don't ask her to do it. I don't expect her to do it. She just, she's
Wants to do
there
it.
on Friday, and I go, oh, you did that all week? So like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's you have enough of those, like you did that, and then
You count those wins.
Yeah.
And they build up.
and then so when you do something to piss her off, or she does something to piss you off, there's a lot more than just the being pissed off behind it. There's all of those other things that, like, you built the 7 months on for this year. And then you add that to the year before that, and the year before that, and the year before that.
Compound.
She's going to have to do a lot of shit for me to, like, be like, get out of my face. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, a lot of shit.
Right. And I think that's what happened when I was in the last one. I was a selfish little turd. Because she did things to start off the relationship with that were... and I tried, but I did it wrong. Like, she built a fort in her house. I came over. There's a fort.
That's fucking sweet. That's
It was
down-ass motherfucker right there.
Bro, she hung up... she got hardware and hung up... it was
So
like
she's
a
already
canopy.
more equipped to deal with your fucking broken windows than you are.
Exactly. And she was 27.
That's why.
Exactly.
Yep.
And that's why I've always liked older girls a little bit, is because, like, they're at a place where I'm not, and it gives me something to kind of, like, chase after. But then at the same time, I'm still not there.
That's fair.
But then I would try, and everybody said, like, I did. Yeah, I was like, when I stepped back, I was like, you made mistakes, which is good to reflect on.
Definitely.
So now I'm trying to, like, think of the next one. But, like, I'm so kind of, like, the starting over thing.
Yeah.
So, like, the other night I was having a conversation, and it was, how many times have you ever been in love? That conversation?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, 4 times. And everybody else at the table, one was 22, one was 27, one was, I think, almost 30, and the other one was our age. Like, I was in a very diverse.
Diverse.
Thank you. Age group. I was the only motherfucker in there who'd been in love. And I've been in love like 4 times, admittedly.
So
Probably
what
maybe
I'm
5
hearing
times.
is you think that people in their 20s is a diverse age group, and it's not. People in their 20s are pretty much the same person.
Yeah, I'd say so.
You don't really have
That's
anything.
hilarious.
We're doing this in our 20s. We don't have anything to say, if we're being honest.
We
People
also don't have
people-
very much to do if we're just sitting
No,
here
not at
talking
all.
for an hour on a Friday
We're not special.
in the middle of the fucking
we
day.
fucking put on the bells and whistles to try to make ourselves feel special. But really what it is, in my mind, is technically learning how to solve problems and go through new experiences.
Yeah.
So this whole
Gain
building a
experience.
podcast thing,
Yeah.
all that's teaching us is it's not like we're special and what we talk about is special. It's if I want to do something or build something from the ground up, how do you start? That's what you're gaining from it.
Okay.
So when
I'll take
this
that, yeah,
inevitably fails, because it's all gonna fail.
Yeah.
We can try it. It's a hobby. It's gonna fucking fail. Basically, what you're gonna have from that is a better attitude towards problems that younger people might be scared of.
Yeah, because I've been here.
Problems are gonna start to look smaller the more that you solve,
Right.
and it doesn't look like a problem because you have fun making this stuff. But you're
It's
solving
still
problems.
issues. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's issues, and it's. You're right. It will fail. It'll all come crumbling down one
Always.
day. But the coolest thing is that, like, the last one I did, I only got to 12 episodes.
Yeah.
90% of podcasts fail at episode 13.
Yeah.
They don't make it past episode 13. So the first time I did it, I straight up failed
Right.
in so many ways.
And now you've doubled what you did before.
Yeah, in like 20 days, which has been amazing.
Right. So
It makes me feel taller.
Yeah, and the idea of doing one once a week, it does not seem like a
Daunting
feat
at all.
because you did a month of them in a row.
And
And
I'm
so
not-
when you're in this, you're
You
saying
continue.
that you've been in love 4 times.
yeah,
And there's like, oh, I don't know if I've ever been in love. It's because when these people, they probably said I love you to somebody in a relationship at some point, but that relationship is now over, and they don't consider that love
because it ended.
because it ended. That's a lot of people's view on it, and especially in the 20s when you're like transitioning into being an adult and trying to figure stuff out on your own, and all these problems that your parents had solved before you even knew what the world was.
Yeah, you were just seeds swimming around.
Yeah, and you went at that point not so long ago for you in your 20s where you thought your parents were dickheads.
Mm-hmm.
They really have just already done the things you're about to do, and we're trying to help. That's
They're just
really
trying
what
to
it
throw out
boils
the
down
warning
to.
sign,
Unless
yeah.
they're actually crazy, then your parents were dickheads, and sorry, you know.
Right.
But
Chances are they were just trying to.
so these people are putting a lot of meaning and things on the word love and what love is, and they don't want to come out to this group as like, yeah, I've loved 4 people. You know what I mean? I think that you have that openness about you that's like, yeah, no, I fucking blew me away 4 times. 4 times I was fucking devastated. And people aren't willing to say that shit.
Right.
Really.
Yeah. But also, I think it's like, now that I'm thinking about it, it's like you're in love sometimes. And again, you've been in love for, I guess, 10 years. But you're
Yeah.
also, like, you love mine.
Yeah.
Like, you have like, the love and then the in love.
Yeah.
It's 2 different things. Would I say that I still love any of those 4 people? Yeah. Like, if I heard some shit about them right now or they needed something, yeah, I'd probably come help them.
Right.
Luckily, all of them are pretty independent. They don't talk to me anymore, which is great. Because there's that, like, messy middle of, like, still
Right.
seeing each other. But you're probably right. Maybe they did say I love each other, and then it ended in, like, some fucking disaster of being
Right.
cheated on or anything. Luckily, I've never had those experiences.
And chances are they probably haven't talked about this very much. So now that somebody's asked them if they've ever been in love,
They can maybe think about it.
their first answer was like, you know what? No. They now they're gonna have their time to vent about the shit that was and that failed.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, you just build if you had to say the key to a happy relationship or a relationship long lasting with its up and down, because it's never all happy.
Right.
Mad at each other for 7 months. It sounds fucking terrible. Like, you walk in a house and you just don't say hi.
Well, it's not that. Is you say hi and you do pleasantries.
Right. Okay.
To
we'll
your
build
wife.
This, we'll build this
sometimes.
fucking puzzle
Right.
because you want to,
Yeah.
but I'm pissed
Yeah.
and I'm not going to talk a lot.
Right.
And if I do, it's going to be about me. I'm not asking you shit.
Yeah. Or sometimes like, you'll fall out of doing certain things. Like you have to split housework. You have to split, like stuff that you have to do outside of actual work. There's just shit that you need to do to maintain your life.
Yeah.
And sometimes you'll help the other person with that stuff, and then sometimes you won't help the other person with that stuff.
Right. Sometimes you're doing their laundry.
Yeah.
Sometimes
And
you're not.
I can't remember a time where I was mad at her for 7 months.
Right.
Or like vice versa. Like I can't
Yeah.
remember that, but I know that we have let things go for a long time, and it comes to a head eventually, and then you deal with it head on, and then
With a
you
big
move
fight.
forward.
How often do you guys fight?
Oh, I mean, pretty regularly. There's fights.
It's good though.
They're typically minor.
What?
Like,
So like
big fights, not a lot.
But what is, like what? So like I don't fight very often. I
Right.
like bicker and maybe get petty, but like there's only been a few times in like the combined, I guess, 5 years that I've been with different people, where it's been like, "Rah, rah," you know what I mean?
Right.
And I never try to get like mean with it either.
So, but here's the thing: is it's kind of important to do that.
What, to fight or get
Yeah.
mean with it?
Sometimes you just have to go and do it.
I agree.
Like sometimes when
I
you're
wish I
saying-
did it. Like I wish I would
Yeah.
have fought. Like instead of just fucking shoving that shit behind or under the rug and resenting it.
Mhm.
If I would have brought up, hey, girl, like fart like 2 times less, and I'll be like not pissed right now.
I disagree with that one. You should have had a better attitude. That's how I think about that one. It's farting, dude. It's you could use a different example and
No, it makes
for
me,
sure make her be the one that needs to change. Absolutely, there's probably another example of that. But
bro,
for
it makes
farting,
me feel like Jerry Seinfeld sometimes. The reasons why I get mad at people.
yeah,
Like their toes look weird. Do you know how fucking shallow and stupid that makes me sound?
yeah, it's bullshit.
Yeah, it's just weird shit. It's just me. It's my bullshit.
You know, you need to think.
Therapist.
What you do is you set those toes here, and then all other toes behind them. This is the toe, right? This is what all toes should look like. This is the universal
This is the toe.
Right? And then
Everybody
everybody
else's
else's
toes are weird.
fucking bullshit, right? You can high five her for a fart, but if you guys are like in a public place, like at a show or something, and then the dude next to you farts, you'd be like, dude, get your fucking life, dude. Come on.
Get your life together.
Right. Quit being an asshole. You farted in front of my wife? Like, fuck you. You know what I mean?
Have you ever defended your wife's honor like that? Probably in
I
high
guess
school.
not in that like sense.
Right,
Not
like
not
a
in those
like
words.
a traditional
I'm not a
masculine situation.
confrontational like fighter person.
Right.
But in like where she was probably a little wrong, but I'm not admitting that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like if she
You
says the
just
fucking
take
sky
her
is
side.
red, and you know she's wrong.
Like, are you blind, motherfucker? Look up there.
Right, privately. But if she's saying that shit in public, you're like, yeah, the sky's fucking red.
You
Don't
didn't
disagree
know?
with my wife.
You didn't know?
Yeah.
It's fucking red. Come to my house. We got a red fucking sky. What's up?
What's up?
Right.
And then you get in the car and you're like,
Like, are you an idiot?
right, what the
Like,
fuck is the matter with you?
Don't do that shit to me, right?
How petty do you guys ever get?
I mean, pretty fucking petty sometimes.
But you've built that, like, that's
Yeah.
okay. Because, like, you said you're pretty sewn together, right?
What was it? The other day,
There you go.
I wake up in the morning. Okay. I wake up every morning
Right.
at 4:45. I work nights,
Yeah.
but I'm up at 4:45 every morning to see my wife off to work. And while she gets ready for work,
She has to go in that fucking early?
she gets there at like 6:15.
Yeesh.
So, getting up that early lets her get ready, and while she gets ready, I make her breakfast,
Aw.
toast and a pear and fucking coffee, right?
Sure.
And then I pack her lunch. She preps her lunches so that she wants for the week, and then I'll pack them up, and fork and fucking all that shit, right?
Napkin, maybe a Hershey kiss.
Napkin, and I put fucking Snickers in there today and an orange and whatever, the crackers, all that kind of shit, right?
Yeah.
And then by the time I'm done doing all that, she's done getting ready. We'll go sit down and we'll either talk for 25 minutes or watch a show for 25 minutes or whatever, and then she goes to work while her car warms up or whatever, right?
That you started, I'm sure.
Yeah, I started.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Which I typically do in like a t-shirt because I'm fucking too lazy to put on a coat.
Yeah.
But
Did she ever yell at you for not putting on a coat?
no.
See, I respect
But
that.
sometimes in the morning, right when we wake up, I'll realize that she hasn't told me what she wanted for breakfast, and like she hasn't, like, if we go to the store and she buys shit for breakfast, I'm like, okay, that's what she wants for breakfast.
Right.
But like, if there's nothing, I don't know what she wants. There's just like nothing clear to give her for breakfast. I'm
Yeah.
like, hey, what do you want for breakfast?
Yeah.
Or if she hasn't prepped her lunches or whatever, so I'm like, what do you want me to put in your lunchbox? You know what I mean? I'll just be like, hey, what do you want for breakfast and lunch? And she'll be like, you fucking know what I want for breakfast and lunch. I'm like, okay, I don't know what you want for breakfast and lunch. She's like, I told you already. And I don't fucking remember that she told me.
Right,
I
of course
forgot
not.
that shit
That's
the
okay.
moment she said it.
Yeah.
So there'll be that 10 minutes in the morning where I'm a dickhead for asking, and she's unwilling to give up the information that I need to just give her food. Like, all I'm trying to do is give her food, and she's not willing to give me the information because she has. She told me yesterday, and I don't fucking remember.
Right.
I'm trying to put it together. I just woke up. It's not working. She just woke up. She's just mad that she's awake.
Right.
Right. And that fight doesn't mean anything. There's no content there. This is
There's no structure.
this
there.
is only
It's just-
because we just woke up.
It's literally just humans trying to interact at an awkward time to interact.
Yep. There's nothing
There.
real meaty there.
How? Okay.
But you're actually pissed off,
Right.
and you have to deal with that.
So how long does that last? That pissed? By lunchtime, are you guys like, I love you, I'm sorry?
It usually is better before she leaves.
Okay. So you guys fix that
Yeah.
almost immediately.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm
We're
sorry.
getting pretty good at that.
But that took time to learn.
It does take time to learn because in high school those fights would last all day.
See, that's what I'm trying to fucking... And I love those stories. Like, I want to do that. I want to make my wife lunch and have her go to work. I think that is fucking awesome. I'm a cheesy romantic in that sense, but yeah, that life sounds great.
Right.
And that's why I love talking to you about it, though, because it's like you're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing, yeah. So you have, and that's, I think, a great point that you illustrated, like in the deep hour and 10 minutes of Jake Jarrell relationship advice, the love doctor. You had to learn to let that shit go by the time she left.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm sure, like, if you throttled, like, the whole relationship back through the time, like you said, in high school, it lasted all day, maybe a couple days. And then the next, you know, maybe when you guys were in college, when did you guys start living together?
We were 19, right before we turned 19. So, like, graduated high school, probably 6 months at home, and then moved out.
Into the house?
Into an apartment. We lived in an apartment for 5 years.
So you just bought the house?
Yeah, like a year.
And you guys have lived together for 6 years?
Yeah.
Okay. So then the fight probably lasted till dinner, and then it lasts till lunch, and now it lasts till morning.
Yeah.
That took 6 fucking years.
Yeah.
To learn and develop.
Yeah.
And 10 years to figure it out. And now you get it down to you're still fighting, but you're forgiving each other by 2 hours later.
Right. You move on.
You move on.
You learn how to talk to that person.
And it takes 6 years to do that. So what I'm trying to illustrate is that, like, you have to, if you want to, things aren't perfect.
No, it's not. You have to put up with bullshit.
Right.
You definitely do. But if you live with any human being for that long, you're not going to get along all the time.
It's just impossible.
You're not. So you got to find someone that you like for their, like,
for more than
the
just
bigger
the
picture
day,
stuff, and not just what they do day to day. You got to find, like, I think my wife is just genuinely a good human being, and she exudes the things that I think are important in life, and like being nice to animals and respecting other people's privacy and not being a dickhead in public, and like just trying to be a good citizen, right?
Right.
So when she yells at me about breakfast, like, I know she's a good person still. You know what I mean?
You don't forget that just because.
Right. Just because you're being mean to me right now.
And it doesn't happen every single day.
Right.
But you do breakfast almost every single day.
And so I do breakfast and lunch every single day. And
so
last week I didn't put a fucking fork in her food.
Did you hear about it?
Yeah. And she couldn't eat her salad because I didn't give her anything to eat it with.
The office doesn't, wherever the fuck she works, doesn't have a fork?
No.
Oh.
So she had to eat the orange and the fucking crackers and the Snickers, and that's all she had for
could
lunch.
not eat her salad.
Right. So that makes me a fucking big old dickhead, right?
I think it doesn't make you a dickhead.
I stranded her. I put a fork in her lunch every day for months, only to trick her into not having lunch one day. That's essentially what happened.
Are you a dickhead, though, or you just made a human mistake?
I did make a mistake, but she's now stuck with that.
Right. It's her, yeah.
She is in Lewis Center on the clock. She's 30 minutes from home, fucking at work
without a fork.
Almost nothing to eat.
Which sucks.
Yeah.
And then I can see how, and then that trickles into the rest of the day. She's hungry as fuck. She forgave you, I'm sure.
Yeah. So
did she forgive you immediately?
I mean, when she gets home, I make sure that there is whatever the fuck she wants when she gets home. You know what I mean? Like,
what do you want to eat?
What do I want to eat?
Yeah. Does she ever ask you, what do you want to eat?
Yeah. She's a good person. She respects me. You know what I mean?
But the way you're illustrating it is that, like, she is picking.
Well, in this situation, I'm the one that fucked up.
Right.
So I'm the one that needs to remedy the situation.
Yeah. Does she fuck up?
Yeah, she does. Like, when she's mean to me for no reason in the morning sometimes, she'll be like, yeah, that was kind of rude. I'm sorry. And then go at it for a way to make that better.
Are there structures where you are reliant on her? Like, does she ever, you don't pack to third.
Yeah, I do almost no housework.
Okay.
I change the litter and the trash, but I don't clean the house at all.
Right. Okay.
Right. So she vacuums, she cleans the kitchens, the bathrooms, she pays for all the groceries and cooks all the food, and I usually do the grocery shopping just because I have, like, afternoons where I don't do anything, so I may as well just get it out of the way.
And the best time to go to the grocery store is
like when it's not
in
busy.
the middle of the fucking day. Yeah, that's my favorite part about.
It doesn't take 2 people to buy eggs.
No, unfortunately not.
So,
although going to the grocery store, what the fuck?
Well, what I do is I put in a podcast while I'm at the grocery store. I wear sunglasses and headphones so nobody fucking looks at me, and nobody talks to me, and it's low enough to where I can hear everybody around me, and I'm not gonna be a dickhead and like run into people.
Yeah.
Like I understand my surroundings, but also does I give off a real like don't engage me in conversation kind of look?
Do you think anybody is engaging? And like, I go to the grocery store
Here, go to the grocery store on the fucking west side where I live.
and they're
Where
engaging.
it's like somebody's in front of the bread that you need to buy, and so that you're like just politely waiting for them to get out of the way, and they're like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I just can't find this kind of bread. I always eat Wonder Bread." And like, I don't fucking care. I don't give a shit about any of that. Or you go get the grocery stores always hire people with like special needs and stuff like that,
Yeah.
which is like one of the coolest things about grocery stores, and why I think that we shouldn't have all self-checkout things is because people with special needs need jobs.
Yeah.
And it's an excellent job for them to be in. They can smile and be nice and
Engage with people. Except for you.
I'm very respectful to the cashiers and stuff like that. I take my headphones out, put my sunglasses up. We'll deal with that.
Yeah.
But the other people shopping, fuck them. I don't give a shit about them. I just try not to be a dickhead to them. Just don't talk to me.
Yeah, you just try not to stand in front of the bread for 15 minutes looking whether or
and
not
then tell
which
me
one has
about
more grain in it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
about how like, oh, this one's not soft enough, or I'm just waiting for them to bring out more bread from the back. Isn't it really that fucking important? Just grab some bread, dude. Jesus.
Yeah, people, I will grab. The other day I grabbed an orange and I didn't look at it enough, and it was like moldy.
Why did you buy one orange?
Because I don't buy groceries.
Buy fucking 5 oranges.
No, I don't buy groceries.
Buy
I wanted
buy
one
the bag
orange.
of
I
oranges
wanted one orange
for
for that
$2.99.
morning.
And
I
you'll
woke
have-
up. I had an extra hour. I went to the store. I bought one portion of breakfast.
One orange is not breakfast, by the way.
I bought eggs and bacon and an orange. Oh, I actually didn't even buy that. I bought literally bought one meal. I bought an orange, a can of chili, Amy's organic black bean chili, and some fucking vitamins, like a single serving vitamins.
That's
Vitamins.
ridiculous.
That's how I live my life, bro. And it cost me $13 when I could have bought. And then my roommate went to the store.
What fucking store did you go to where that's $13? How much is that chili?
The chili's $2, but the vitamins are, and I get like 2 drinks because I'm a fucking idiot.
Oh, okay.
I get like 2 crafty fucking stupid drinks
Right.
because I don't have a mortgage or somebody. I'm only out here trying to take care of myself, and I get to do it very
I know,
selfishly.
but you probably pay more than I do to live where you live.
Maybe. I don't know. I pay $300 a month.
Oh, I pay $400.
Yeah, but you get to own it.
Yeah, I
and you
know.
get to paint the fucking living room if you want
And I
to.
say $400. My house isn't $400 a month, but we split the fucking thing.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It's,
And at the end of the day,
probably
you'll-
closer to $450.
Yeah,
but
and at the end of the day, if you want to put in a bidet, nobody's yelling at you.
Right.
Like when I try to put
my
in a
wife
bidet,
might, but
and she would enjoy it. Believe you me, she
I
would
mean,
enjoy
maybe,
it.
maybe not.
No, my landlord fucking yelled at me. She's
Yeah.
like, "You're not gonna get your security deposit back if you put in that bidet and you
First
fuck up
of
my
all,
plumbing."
And you are never going to get your security deposit back anywhere you go.
I've gotten it all in full every time.
Really?
Yeah, what do you think I am, fucking up the house? No, I keep
Oh
all the
my
rules.
God.
I just follow the rules. Maybe I've lost
No, no,
$50.
I just, as soon as I gave them that security deposit, I was like, I'm never getting it back. I
It's
just,
a shitty attitude. You've given
Why?
up the money already.
okay, but I have a place to live. Keep your fucking money. That's the entrance fee. I don't give a shit about that security deposit. I want a house to live
I
in.
plan financially on security deposits. Although actually I didn't pay a security deposit to this house because it was already taken care of when I moved in.
That's fucking ridiculous.
Just don't fuck up the house. You get the deposit back.
Or you fuck up the house and you fix it.
And you get the deposit back. They don't ever need to know.
I didn't get my deposit back where I was, probably
fine.
because I broke the pets rule. But
That might be it. See, I
but
don't
let me
fuck
tell you
around
what
with
though,
pets.
I've been in the other apartments that were around my apartment, and my apartment was the cleanest by far.
Probably because there's no fucking dogs in there, bro, until you brought them.
No, but my apartment after I left, having
Oh,
3
was
dogs
still
and 2
the
cats,
cleanest
was still the
apartment.
cleanest
Yeah.
of any of the apartments because I bought a carpet cleaner and I fucking clean the carpets on a regular basis.
How do you clean your couch?
There's a fucking hose on the carpet cleaner.
And that's what you do?
You just
And then you like
Yeah.
the couch. I have to do that
Yeah.
soon.
It's really easy.
I don't have a carpet though. I mean, I have a carpet in my room. I should probably unreel it. But I have a dog right now and a cat that live at the house.
Yeah.
So I'm like, do I fuck up this rug on dogs that aren't mine? No. It's going to stay rolled up in the corner of my room and make me look like I'm a
Well,
migrant.
If you buy a carpet cleaner or rent one for $30 from Kroger or whatever, then fucking it's clean.
Yeah. And she'd probably throw down if the cat pissed on it or something, I guess.
Cat piss, fucking baking soda and vinegar.
Works
and then,
the best.
And that LA's super awesome cleaner.
LA's super awesome cleaner.
Yeah, it's
That's
like
what it's
that infomercial cleaner that can fucking clean anything. They're
Yeah.
like, oh, you put 1 cap of this in a bottle and it fucking cleans the dirt off the earth and like that shit.
The dirt off the earth.
Yeah, so like you need to like soak in baking soda overnight, pour vinegar all over that shit, scrub it all in,
Yeah.
and then use that cleaner on top of it.
How much time do I have you for, Jake Jarrell?
I
It's
gotta
1
leave
o'clock.
at 2:15.
Oh, sick. Let's chop it up. You good to keep going? We're at like an hour and 20 minutes.
I don't give a shit. Yeah.
Sweet. That kind of advice. So I'm gonna do a little sum up right now. For probably just Tessa, because she's I think the only one who my roommate has listened to every single one of these.
Hey, what's up, Tessa? How you doing?
Good. Yeah. Hi, Tess. I hope you and Maddie had fun at Target.
Me too. I hope Target was happy that you came.
Yeah. Target loves Tessa because she's going in there and dropping paychecks.
Fucking Target loves Tessa. Tessa loves Target.
And
Shout
so-
out to both of y'all.
You mentioned earlier about giving up like that information and how like it didn't go well and they're probably fucking exhausted that loving
Yeah.
didn't go well
Yeah.
and like it's hard for them to want to do it again.
Mm-hmm.
How do you try? I know the respect. I know that you gotta it's a work.
Oh yeah, it's definitely work.
It's just work all the time.
It's not. There's a lot of fun there too.
Right.
You do have a lot of fun. You don't put in the work for someone that you don't enjoy being around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There has to be just organically y'all are having a good time.
Like you're next to each other.
A
It's
lot.
Fun. Like it's
Yeah.
always fun when you hang
Yeah,
out.
that's why she'll take all that effort to see me before I go to work is because she enjoys seeing me before I go to work.
And that's why you'll take all
You
the
gotta
effort
be-
of making lunch.
Yeah, and you gotta be the kind of person that someone wants to hang around, that person wants to hang around, and they have
90% of the time, or 80.
Right.
What would you say the ratio is?
If I'm not at work or school, it's 100% of the time with my wife.
No. The ratio of the ratio of like how often it's a joy to be together,
Oh, it's always a joy to be together.
even if you are fighting.
Oh yeah,
Right.
like
I'm just trying to illustrate the kind of mindset you fucking need to be in a marriage or a long-term relationship. Because I don't think
Yeah.
anybody knows. I don't think any of us know how to
but
do it.
it's also not going to be the same for everybody. So basically, what you can do is you can listen to me talk about how I think that you should be in a marriage, in a long-term relationship, and then you can also listen to everybody else in a long-term relationship that wants to sit here and tell you how to do it, and piece all that together and take away what you want to take away from it. Don't just listen to one person.
No, don't listen to one person. And don't think that, like, one kind of relationship is the end-all, be-all of relationships.
It's not.
Because I've been learning a lot about it. And, like, there's definitely a ton of different ways to go at this.
Definitely.
Which is great. That we live in a world now that it's not just get married when you're fucking 18, get a
Yeah.
kid. If you don't have fucking grandkids by the time you're 40, you're never going to live to see them.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I like think about other like my parents, thick and thin type shit. Like
Yep.
they've really done the thick and thin thing.
Yep.
And my dad traveled a lot, like 4 days a week, basically for the first 27 years of their relationship
That's
of
crazy.
marriage.
Yeah.
He was gone 4 days of the week.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that absence of you're looking forward to him coming home on Thursdays
Yeah.
is going to build. That's one thing you can do to like build up. You know what I mean? That
true.
like absence makes the heart grow fonder thing.
Yeah. And people who are in those kinds of relationships where one person's gone for that period of time,
Yeah.
I think you have to be a certain kind of person for that. It wouldn't work for me.
No, you're more of a codependent type.
Yeah. We both need to be doing like the same thing usually.
Right. Like you won't both want to watch the show on Netflix. You don't want. Yeah.
Right. It's taken us like our favorite show is like Big Brother, and there's 3 episodes right now, and we've had like 4 days to watch them, and we haven't had enough time to watch 3 episodes in 4 days, and like focusing our time on watching those episodes, there
Right.
hasn't been enough time.
Do you guys ever cheat on shows?
No.
Is that a big?
That shit would piss me the fuck off.
It's a big no-no.
Yeah, don't
Yeah.
do that shit. Don't watch that when I'm not there.
No.
I don't want to watch it you knowing what's about to happen. I want to experience that shit with you.
I've seen a meme where it was I came in, my mom was watching the show without my dad.
Yeah.
And then I came in on my dad watching the show without my mom.
Yeah.
And then I came in and they were watching the show together, both pretending that they hadn't seen it. And that's the kind of love I want. Like, that was the meme.
Yeah.
And I fucking loved that. I thought that was so funny.
Definitely. But just like real shit, don't watch it without them.
Yeah, Moni. Don't fucking cheat.
Yeah.
Show cheating. It's a real thing.
No, it is. And we watched that shit. And I like when we pause it, I remember the time we paused it at. We're like 13 minutes on this. You know what I mean?
Right.
So like I know that when I come home, it needs to be a fucking 13 minutes.
Right. Or else.
Or fucking else. And I know that she could easily put it back, but
you're hoping, you're trusting. And if she does, at least she's pretending.
Takes that risk of slipping once and me finding out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. And then, yeah, that's awesome. What if you could have like something happen with the podcast? Is it just basically that it pays to switch off the relationship topic for a second? If you had something go down with the podcast that was like monumental,
yeah,
what would that look like? Would you want it to be your thing, or are you actually just keeping it as a hobby?
If it ever, I mean,
you're at 8 episodes.
8 episodes. It's nothing. It's
a seed.
Yeah, it's just
an inkling.
It's just still just like an introduction. There's no real meat to it yet.
Right. Which is the crazy thing about our fan, like not our fans. I mean, the podcast that we're fans of. Mm-hmm. Tommy Segura, Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan's done 1,000 episodes plus. Right. I think like 1,300 episodes.
Like your mom's house coming up on like 500.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Fighter and the Kid's almost at 500. Like it's crazy how much that is.
Oh yeah.
To be, and like, do you think you could make it to 100?
Oh, absolutely. Because I don't have. The goal for me is getting it uploaded.
Each time you do that, you've won.
45 minutes of audio that I enjoyed making and putting it up somewhere.
Right.
That's the end goal. And so I could do that 100 times.
Okay.
It's probably not going to be every Thursday 100 times.
Right.
Because there's nothing, there's nothing relying on it other than the fact that that's what I want to do.
Right. And right now you're keeping it as like it's free.
Yeah.
Like I'm debating whether or not after the 30 days to make it
well, you have to put
it
in
on
money.
Spotify, on iTunes.
Yeah, you have to put in money to get money back. And I'm not willing to put in any money for it because it's just what I like to do.
I don't know if I'd make. I mean, eventually, yeah. But if I put it on Spotify and people could listen to it with their phones turning off without having to keep their phone on, I guess that might increase the value of the show.
What is YouTube Red?
Nobody's subscribing to that, though. Nobody that I
know. People who do.
Do you?
No, but I know people who do.
What do you get out of the YouTube Red subscription?
You can lock your phone and the shit still plays.
Wow, it's
and cool. You can download stuff to your phone and play it offline.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty tight.
It's not a bad deal.
No, it's not.
Especially if you're using it for podcasts. It's perfect.
Because there's a lot of podcasts now.
Or just music. You can download a whole playlist of songs and then just play that shit offline.
That's actually a good subscription service. I didn't really know it was like that.
Yeah.
Because you could watch, because Joe Rogan, all of them do it on YouTube too, and it's live. So then if you did have a second, like if you were taking shit and you wanted to flip it open and watch it, that'd be nice.
And you could like open up the streaming part and lock your phone and just listen to the streaming.
Do you the live stuff. Like watching podcasts? Do you ever do that?
I do. It's not. I typically don't have time to sit down in front of a screen and pay attention to something unless
the whole reason
my wife's there,
right?
Or like everything else in my life is done, and that almost never happens. So if I'm gonna watch something, it's gonna be under 10 minutes long, and like just stupid fun stuff. Not
a podcast.
Not a podcast. I listen to the podcast in the car.
I think because I'm thinking about your podcast, and it has visual component.
It does.
And I'm thinking about.
I try to make it so that you don't have to watch though.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
And Tommy Buns, hit Tom Segura's your mama's house. They don't. They have a lot of visual component, but you can still listen to it.
I haven't seen a lot of their videos, but I know the audio to all of them.
Right. And then you brought up earlier how Stern was having naked women in the office, and that was probably why would you have something that it's an audio show? It doesn't make any sense, but it worked. So I think he probably laid the way for you and Segura.
Absolutely.
which is really cool. I never thought about it as like a history lesson like that because we did that earlier. It was cool.
Well, have you ever tried to buy XM radio?
No.
It's
I've
like
seen the subscriptions.
you have to buy a subscription, but that doesn't even get you Howard Stern. It's like an extra $15 just for the Stern channel.
And people pay it. Millions of people.
Because he has so much content. He never has to make another thing again, and we could go a couple years of all new content every day. Like you could just start from the beginning and you just play like
Stern
years
episode 1, 2, 3.
of
He's been around
content,
forever.
right? So what he's done is he just made a vibe in a room with microphones. And there was visual stuff to it because they were there and they could see stuff. But he just tried to make a fun vibe and then record what happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there were cameras and we can see some of the stuff, but that's not the important part. The important part is everyone was there and fucking...
It was recorded.
Yeah, dicking around, having a good time.
Do you think you listen to Rogan?
Sometimes, yeah.
Do you think when did you start? Like, do you remember what number you started when you were listening to him?
I just bounce around. I do the clickbait type stuff where it's like a cool title for one of the Rogan things. And I'm like, oh, fucking, I'll hear that out.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Like a 20-minute segment
yeah,
of it?
I haven't watched it in like its entirety. I haven't watched it like in a row of anything like that.
Yeah. Like not what you did with your Mama's House where you started
Right.
at episode 40 and went all the way up.
Right. Because that's like, there's a storyline in your mom's house.
That's ongoing is their
It's
relationship.
ongoing. You
and
have to watch it, or you have to listen in order to really understand it
and appreciate it.
and like, because they're gonna address something new every episode, but also probably 40% of the episode's gonna be old shit that they like make jokes off of.
Right.
Callbacks.
Like last week. Yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah, and they're not gonna always explain the callback. So,
Nor should they.
no. So you learn all the callbacks, and then every time a new episode comes out,
You get more and more. It builds. Which is something you hope to create.
I like that idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the fucking, you know how many like real popular media items there's like a shout out to Baba Booey. Do you even know what that is?
Baba Booey.
Baba Booey. There's a Stern guy.
Okay.
One of the like people who called into him.
Okay.
He was
No, I
Baba
don't.
Booey. That's always what he said. That was like his catchphrase or whatever. Was Baba
Like he'd
Booey.
call in and then he'd finish the
I
sentence.
think his name was Baba Booey. I think that was his radio name or whatever, right?
Okay. Yeah.
And so people like Stern fans got this idea that they would try to put it in to like pop culture stuff. So like the guy that's like fuck me right in the pussy or fuck her right in the pussy on the radio.
Yeah.
There are like vastly long compilations of people on the news and they'll just like run behind and go Baba Booey and like
and run around and say yeah.
And they just insert anything.
That's how I know what it is. I had no idea it was from
movies.
Stern.
It's in songs.
It's in culture.
Yeah, it's all in there.
And so you would hope that one day, and like how jeans,
Is the
they
mom's
just
house
say
thing.
jeans.
They call
and
each other jeans because like it's your mom's house and like moms wear mom jeans, and so they just as a term of endearment call each other jeans, and they and it evolved into a thing where they did that in front of like a service person who was like helping them fix like plumbing or whatever.
Yeah.
Or like internet or something.
Right.
And he was like, hey, like Tom was to Christina like, hey, jeans, can you help me out with this? And he thought the internet dude thought her name was Jean, so he called her Jean from then on.
All right.
And so now it's shortened. It's just Jean. It's just like, hey, Jean. And like the Your Mom's House fans, what they've done is they do it's hi mommy, thanks jeans, and they'll go order fast food or whatever, and they'll be like, how can I take your order or whatever, and they'll be like, hi mommy, can I get like a and yeah, thanks jeans, and then they like go on, and then it evolved into an even more thing where they'll do all the callbacks in the order that you can, like
the fans do.
Yeah, the fans will just do as many callbacks in a fast food order that you can. So it's like a 2-minute order of just like they're confused out of their mind what you're talking about because it doesn't make any sense. But eventually they get their food, and it was really entertaining to watch people participate in the thing like
From
that.
being a day one.
Right.
Like Good Mythical Morning, which is something you put me onto.
Yeah, it's a good show. I stopped watching it, but I remember when it started.
Yeah, because you were on one of the first ones.
I think it was like 30 something or 40 or something like that.
Dude, they're on season like 17.
And they're always in trending on YouTube. It's like a real show.
It is a real show.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people, I don't think there is like that culture. Before I go into describing Good Mythical Morning, of like you get hooked on these people that are your people.
Yeah.
Like you're invested in their lives.
Yeah.
Like people were invested in Stern. I've listened to every Stern. I've seen every South Park.
Yeah.
When shows get to 500, that becomes a real lifetime commitment.
Oh yeah.
Like I got a fucking tattoo to commemorate me watching every single episode of Naruto every Thursday since 8th grade. It just ended a year and a half ago.
Right. And you watched it as it came out, and that has a higher impact than just like binging it.
Yeah,
You know
exactly.
what
I waited. Like
You
I looked
remember
forward to Thursdays.
The advertisements of like Naruto, like episode 1, you know what I mean? Like
Right.
it's about to come out, and you're like, that's my shit right there.
Right.
Yeah.
And and how it builds. So like Good Mythical Morning is a show that comes out every day, Monday through Friday, not
Yep.
Saturdays and Sundays. But now they drop shit on Saturdays and Sundays too now.
Mm-hmm.
It's a variety show. 2 friends, they sit next to each other on a table with one microphone in the middle of it, and they just make up shit to say.
That microphone probably doesn't work. Let me just say that.
No, it's probably not.
It's just a prop.
It looks great.
Yeah, it does.
It's fun.
It's
a variety.
It's a visual thing.
It's a variety show based on nothing.
Nothing at all. It's just they're dicking around and participating with the people who are participating with them. They, they read the comments, they see what people react to and what people enjoy, and then they try to recreate it again and again and again.
Right, like Will It, like the Will It show is big. The Will It show is what they do on like Nightline TV, or like Jimmy Fallon. They've done it on Seth Meyers. They've had Jimmy Fallon on the show. Will It, Meatloaf, and then they'll turn like every everything on a Taco Bell menu into
like
meatloaf. Or they'll turn pizza into meatloaf.
Right.
Or like Will It Coffee, and they'll put hot sauce through a coffee maker.
Right.
Will It Butter, cheesecake
Or like
butter.
I really like Dude Perfect, which is the trick shots and stuff like that.
I've never seen that.
No?
Bit segment. No.
Dude Perfect is a YouTube channel.
Oh, it's a whole... Okay, it's its own thing. It's not Good Mythical Morning. Okay.
And they just do trick shots. And they have like fucking 60 world records.
Right.
For all kinds of dumb shit. And they also do one that's that I really enjoy. It's called All Sports Golf. And they go to a golf course. And they have like a hockey stick and a hockey puck.
Right.
They have like a bow and arrow, a Nerf football, a baseball and a baseball bat, a soccer ball. And basically you have all these things, and you have to... And then obviously a putter and a golf ball. And
right.
You have to get from the driving thing and play golf. And every
with
time
all
you
these
use
devices.
one of these things,
yeah.
you don't get to use it again. So you have to
incrementally think of
and
like...
Then once you get on the green, then you can get your
golf ball out.
Golf ball.
That's kind of a fun game.
Yeah. And...
How many viewers does that show get an episode?
Oh, it's fucking stupid, man. They have their own Nerf guns and like accessories and stuff like that.
And they have their own merch.
Oh yeah, they have. It's a big thing.
It's an industry.
These dudes are like borderline wealthy.
Borderline wealthy.
Yeah.
Off his show, they probably get what, like 5 million an episode?
Maybe. I
like
don't know.
$1 million.
But they do the all sports golf. They do trick shots. They
have all these
funny videos.
Like
yeah, they have all kinds of ideas that they've like fully explored, and now have like a formula for making that type of video. And
right.
They
and
do
then
battles all the time, where like build the biggest rocket, see who goes the highest, or fucking like they'll play like airsoft or whatever, and they'll have like balloons tied to their back, and that's how you get them out or whatever. And it's like just fun shit.
Just fun shit. And Good Mythical Morning gets like basically averages 1 million per episode, and then some of the segments go viral or something and get like 14 million. Imagine you come up with a show every day that gets 1 million views. Fucking Dateline doesn't get that many views a night.
Right.
It's crazy. And then there's all this production, and then you have like people who are, babies or jeans, or
like the
you have
names
like
for
a
their
cult
fans.
following. Yeah, you have a cult following of like, go to the Good Mythical Morning people. Creatures?
Mythical beasts?
Mythical beasts.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you have hot ones with our Spice Lords.
Yeah.
They make their own cult following.
Yeah.
And you come out with a show every day, and the whole point that I'm trying to get to is like, these are such industries now that like I know people who moved to LA who work for YouTube channels.
Yeah.
That's fucking insane.
Yeah.
Good Mythical Morning has its own office. Your Mama's House. They have their own studio now.
Yep.
And they're renting out space.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Just for that.
Just for other people like Anthony Santana.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's just a cool world that you kind of showed me.
It manifests itself into something very real.
Right, really quickly,
Mm-hmm.
which is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like season 14 of season 8 of Hot Ones just started.
Right.
Which is like crazy. And they had Gordon Ramsay on
Mm-hmm.
because as soon as episode 1 happened, the whole world wanted Gordon Ramsay to be on there.
Right. And it took them all that building for it to finally
happen.
Reach his fucking radar.
And it was, yeah. And like when they finally did it, it became like this self-gratifying thing for the people.
Yeah.
Like I'm not even invested in that show that much. And I was excited.
Like for your mom's house, it was like Tom and Christina's parents are like a huge thing.
Yeah, they use sound clips from them all the time.
Yeah, and they've had like full episodes of their parents just on there. And honestly, as someone who listens to it, it's fucking fascinating. It really is.
Right, because you've built this mystery around these people, and then to finally have it actually like manifest is like so fucking satisfying.
Fucking Top Dog and Charo. That's Tommy's parents. I don't even know Christina's dad's name, but he's Hungarian as shit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And he's probably a joy to have on.
Super huge accent. Yeah.
I guess what I'm trying to like nerd out on is the fact that like in the world of, I hope that one day we both get to some weird level like that. Like your show has more of the grounds to maybe do it, whereas mine is just kind of silly right now.
Real drug dealers of Columbus could be a fucking terrible idea. I don't know.
But you're trying.
Or we did White Nonsense, which was super fun. That just aired. It's premiering right now. White Nonsense, the movie trailer.
Is on. Oh yeah.
It just premiered on YouTube like while we were talking.
How did you do that?
Fucking iMovie on my phone. It's not fancy.
Oh, so you were just uploading it the whole time?
Oh no, when you go to upload a video, you click the premiere button, and you can schedule it. I scheduled the release of that like a couple days ago.
I love that. I did not know that.
So the episode would drop where we talk about White Nonsense and all the things that happened.
And then everybody
the trailer's in that video, but then I just released the trailer by itself.
Okay. So there's a perfect call to action because this will be out today too. Go watch. What is it? How do you find it on YouTube?
Fucking White Nonsense official trailer 2019.
Those are all the tags for it?
No, that's the title of it.
White Nonsense.
It's like White Nonsense official trailer number 1, 2019. Yeah. And it's it's a story about friendship and family and the importance of coming together right before the holidays to try to get on Ellen. You know what I mean?
Right.
And
to try to get on Ellen.
Yeah. It's like a family of people who do dances to holiday music
to try to get on
Ellen. Is like, oh, look at this awesome family. The titles of their videos are like family goals. Haha. Like it's fucking terrible.
Oh, I can't wait to watch it. I'm gonna watch it right now.
And then
continue to plug.
So there's that, and then we talk about some bullshit clickbait video that really pissed off Moni, and then what else did we do? There's a little bit of creeping going on where we talk about the Snapchat videos that I find, and
a little bit of creeping.
Yeah.
Little Creep, is that the name of the segment?
It's called Creepin', and then
it's called Creepin'.
Intro music is like Creep from TLC.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
see, that's the production value that he has is he inlays music to begin his segments.
Because that's like my favorite thing.
I love that. No, I love that too. It's
and when you get
awesome.
to make your own segment and make your own like an intro to it is awesome. And like the intro music for the podcast is made by our cousin.
Yeah.
Who's graduating high school soon and got
the music's great.
Like Fruity Loops or whatever it's called for Christmas a couple of years ago.
It's Fruity Loops.
Fucking good at it. And then he made these things, and I took one of them and put like a voiceover over it for our intro, and then the outro is just a segment of I think that same song or whatever that he made. So Jake will like text me at like 12:30 at night, like some graphic that he just made for a new segment. Oh yeah,
and it's the funniest text to get in the middle of the evening. You're like, what the fuck? And it says Real Housewives of Atlanta, and then he flips it. And then the next thing he says is he takes his version of it where it says Real Drug Dealers of Columbus.
It's got like the Columbus City
skyline on the back. It's
and
so
like a
funny.
Buckeye leaf right there.
Yeah, but it looks like a pot leaf kind of.
Yeah, because the Buckeye leaves look similar.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
So I can't suggest the 40 people, I think, maybe 30, 10. Just go listen to Jake and Moni.
Yeah, listen to the little clips if you like the little clips. Listen to a full episode. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have little clips up on YouTube too?
Yeah, I do like segments of each episode.
See, I love that too. That's smart. Get them hooked. Give them a little teaser.
Or just if you don't have an hour, you have 5 minutes.
Listen to something
You know
funny.
what I mean? I think the meat of that episode.
Is the 5 minutes?
Yeah.
All right.
Let's go get some fucking food, dude. I'm starving.
I'm starving. We're going to go downstairs and eat. Bye, everybody. See you tomorrow.
Adios.